a huge break.
It's okay. Good evening, everybody, and happy Friggin Friday. How's everybody doing tonight? I got my girl Sakura in the house, Boxing
Yeah.
Playhouse. How are you, my girl?
Awesome, awesome. And I'm just excited about being here with you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I love it. Anytime we can collaborate, it's always going to be fire. And I just really appreciate you so much. You just had a birthday. So,
Yeah.
how was that?
I mean, I was really really touched that that many people reached out on social media and cared enough to take even a few minutes to post. So I thank everybody for wishing me a great birthday, and I got some gifts, and I got my birthday
Mm.
steak, which is my annual thing. So I'm
I
good.
love it. I love it. That's good. Anytime we can celebrate a birthday, we good. We good. We're
Yes.
here. We're
Mhm.
here to stay. So when I had first reached out and said, I gotta have my girl on the show, this new Friday venture,
Yeah.
um, I asked you, I was like, what do you want to talk about? Like, what is something that's on your mind now? And then we can go from there. And you had mentioned that you really want to talk about the mayor fight. So let's talk about that. What has really bugged you or burned your hide about that fight?
I mean, first of all, where are the judges' cards? I never saw that. I didn't see it anywhere. And I just felt like Mayers like took it to her. She took the fight to her, and she looked like she was the hungrier fighter. She had her forced up on the ropes a lot, was very aggressive. And,
Hmm.
and she was hurt like a couple of times.
Yes. Yes.
And then for them to like be like, oh, oh, I know this might hurt you. I was kind of like, nah, that like, yeah, it's gonna hurt because she really whipped your ass. Like,
No, absolutely. And I mean, even, and all respect to Natasha, she's a great
yes.
girl, she's been in some scraps, but I mean, coming out, they said, here comes Miss GB. So like right off the bat, look,
Hmm.
you're going to have to put her out on a stretcher with all due respect to win here in her hometown where she is Miss GB.
Yeah,
So that
that's
was the first red flag for me.
right. Yeah, hometown, home country advantage for
Ab-
sure. I mean, the
Absolutely.
other thing that got me is just like she was Michaela was coming up in weight.
Hmm.
She had been at 147, and
Yep.
she Natasha was coming down, and so
Yep.
for her to be able to for Michaela to be able to hurt her like that, I'm like, okay,
Yeah. No,
this
for
is where
sure.
she belongs.
I
Yeah.
really saw her imposing her will. Like I really did. I saw her imposing her will. I know that they were talking about Jonas had some good body shots. Michaela's legs were a little wobbly a couple of rounds. Okay. But at the end of it all, like Michaela kept imposing her will and putting her on the ropes, and Jonas kept holding her. And the ref didn't say anything about that. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah, of course. There's a long history of judges there favoring their guy or their girl now.
Yeah.
And I wasn't surprised that that wasn't being caught. But she was falling in a lot, which I was surprised that she
Yes.
was doing with the skill level that she's supposed to have. And I don't know what that's about. I mean, I know she's saying she's gonna retire this year, which that brought up my other pet peeve of her not having the rematches whenever it's a
Hmm.
close fight. And
Yes.
it's a business thing. They're saying, because she was coming in as the underdog without, an actual title. So, the A side rules, but at the same time, it's like you can't keep taking these risks and getting into these fights, and then these girls want to ride off in the sunset when
Yeah,
it's when they have
exactly.
these rematches. I mean, that's not good with the fans either.
No, it's really not. So I want to address this comment, Ace TV Boxing, but management didn't do her any favors by not having a rematch clause. Should have been a must when going to the opponent's home. Well, okay, so this is the thing. So Jonas is the champ. So Jonas calls all the shots. So maybe Mayer's management team did say, you know what? If we lose, we want a rematch.
Right.
But she's not the queen at that time. She's not the belt holder. She's not the champion. She can't call the shots. She can make a request, but Jonas and her team are the ones to say yay or nay. And why would they agree to something like that? Really? You know
Really.
what I'm saying? So
Absolutely. You are totally right. And then after they saw how she was looking against mayors, I know they really in their mind was like, oh, hell no, this ain't happening again. Like,
absolutely not. And you know what? I don't blame Jonas for not wanting to rematch. Do I want them to? Yeah, because it was a fire show and I believe Mayor won and I would love for them to run it back. But if I'm Jonas and her team, no, absolutely not, because it was very clear to me that Michaela imposed her will, you know.
okay, I mean, you saying that, but at the same time, Katie did it. Katie got right back in there, and she did
She
not
did.
look good in that first fight with Chantal, but she
You're
freaking
right.
got back in there, and she made it decisive that time that
She
she
did.
won her fight against her. So in the
I
rematch,
think that the confidence level
yeah.
is different. I think Taylor is more confident than Jonas, where
Mhm.
Jonas was like, you know what? Maybe I got lucky. Like we're at my house, we're in my living room. I don't know if I can do it again because she was putting it on me. But Taylor, she's a whole different animal, in my opinion. She's
Yeah,
like, yeah, I'll do it again. I'm gonna
yeah.
prove that I'm the bomb.
She's more like legendary. Like, I can't let this stand. Like,
Exactly. She's gonna
not
make it
in
clear.
Ireland at that. Hell no.
Exactly. That's so true. So, a lot of people too, on Twitter, X, and other platforms were really criticizing Timothy Bradley. What were your thoughts on his commentating?
Okay. Well, first of all, I did like the comments he made prior to the main event. When there was another set of ladies fighting, and he was saying, hey, the third minute, you know, if they added that, then it's more time for the ladies to set up and pick and choose shots more, and you do get kind of like more faster pace. When it's just 2 minutes, they don't have a choice but to just go in and start swinging.
Hmm.
So I did like that statement that he was making. He did also bring up the pay, which a lot of people didn't hear because it was on like the
Yeah, I didn't
state
hear that.
boxing
So thank
afterwards.
you for saying that. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
hear that.
it was on the state of boxing afterwards where he was saying like, "Yo, they already getting paid, underpaid, and now with that third round, people have to agree to pay them more, and they need to."
Right.
So I appreciated that. Now there became a point in the fight where it seemed like it was some kind of letter or note or something that was passed around like, yo, you got to say good things about Natasha. And that's
Right.
when
Didn't it
I
seem like
noticed.
that?
Yes, it did. Because then I started noticing his comments were like ignoring a lot of the things that Michaela was doing at the time. And
Yes.
it started being
Yes.
focused on Natasha and what she was doing. I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Yes.
Because this is a pattern that I'm seeing in a lot of commentating situations lately. So
Yeah.
where at a certain point it's like, oh, wait a minute, she might not win this fight, and like we got to make it seem like the incumbent is going to win. So
No,
uh,
exactly. And so
he was
we
guilty of
we
that.
we had Jamel Herring on last Wednesday, and I
Okay.
asked him, because he does commentate too, and he does a great job.
Mhm.
But we asked him, we're like, I know that it's not like in your face, like this is who you need to go for or talk about, but
Mhm.
is there some kind of subtle something to where, okay, this is the queen or this is the king, and you got to kind of like highlight him, So I just wonder, he didn't answer straight out like yes or no, and I don't blame him, but I just wonder, is there some kind of unspoken something, when you need your guy or girl to win,
Yeah.
and it's just known, like you just know, I wonder about that.
I mean, it's probably like a unsaid, unspoken agreement that
Hmm.
that you're receiving the fight from what was it, Sky or Boxer,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, and so we want to continue to get fights, from these outlets. So we need to like make sure that we don't piss anybody off over there,
hmm
and also by commentating. you always want to try to be, um, appeasing to the
Yeah.
people that's writing you the checks. So
Yeah.
that it does come into play, I feel like. And I mean, I'm trying to get into commentating more myself. And
Yes.
it's a thing where, if you say the wrong thing, then you're not going to get a call back. You're not going to get someone to uh,
That's
hire
the
you again.
thing. That's the thing. So Women's Boxing Channel said, "Hey Sakura, hey Christine, hey, thank you for tuning in at 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. We appreciate
She's
you so much."
amazing.
Yes, respect, respect. But that's the thing. So we all trying to make it. We all want to do what we need to do in the sport in whatever aspect we're involved in. So
Hmm.
you say or do the wrong thing, you become you're out.
You're
So are
blacklisted. That's what they call it.
exactly.
You're blacklisted then. So,
But
yeah.
are we going to be these corporate guys and girls, or are we going to be real? I mean,
Hmm.
so there was an example
Sure.
that actually Jamel brought up, and he was talking about Paulie Malignaggi. He did not want to conform. He said what he wanted to say, and then he was canceled.
Hmm.
So are we really allowed to say what we really feel, or do we have to conform to this, I don't know, structure or whatever their agenda is?
I mean, I don't really feel like he's canceled because I do see him still commentating on other things. It's just that, the corporate beast that he worked for wasn't okay with personal opinions he was making about
Right,
topics outside the sport. Like nobody had any problems with what he was saying about boxing. He's an amazing
right.
commentator when it comes to knowing, the sport and being up on his game and showing people kind of like, what moves and what
Mm-hmm.
strategies are being done in the ring. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was never a problem with what he was doing there. But you can't represent certain companies and have and make your opinion, you
Right.
know, well known when you're representing a company. But
And,
and
and
I understand that, and that's why it's different when you're trying to transition from podcasting where we can say whatever the hell we want to say.
right.
and
Right, because we work for ourselves. We're
yeah,
doing what we do.
yeah, who gonna say something? You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna
Right,
say it to our face. So it's kind
right.
of like we can say more of what we really feel by having our own products. But
Hmm.
these other people, boy, they gotta like
Be
cut it
careful.
short. Yes.
So that leads to another question. So should what we say or do outside of this, outside of boxing, like however we live our lives, whatever we decide to do, should that affect what we're doing in the sport that we love?
Yeah, I'm afraid it does. I mean, it's the same thing for boxers. I mean, that actually, train hard and work hard and, do all this dedication with their, appetite and
Yeah,
something I got a problem with. But
girl, you preaching to the choir.
okay. But I mean, so they do all these things, but they still have to maintain a certain persona.
Yeah.
And so that they're not blacklisted too. So it's kind of like the way the entire sport works, the industry.
So a women's boxing channel said role models are important. And I do believe that. I do believe that role models are very important, because we have young kids or not young kids looking at certain athletes or certain people that are in the limelight,
Right.
um, and they want to be like them. They want to emulate them. But I also believe that that is a lot of pressure on the person that is being idolized or followed or whatever. It's a lot of pressure. It's like you have to watch your P's and Q's, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing,
Right.
but we're all human. We're all human. And sometimes, depending on our upbringing, things that have happened to us in our lives, depression, anxiety, anger, whatever, addictions, those things are real too.
Yes.
So I do believe too, that's a lot of pressure, you
No,
know,
you're 100% correct. I mean, and nobody's perfect, as you say, but this cancel culture is like not forgiving as
it's
far as
real.
allowing people to have a second chance a lot of times these days. And that's what I don't
Yeah.
like about cancel culture, is that you're never able to correct a mistake that you might have made. But I got a temper problem. So, one day I could be at an event and, I'm always up there talking, and being aggressive like I have to be with like security and things like that.
Right.
And
Right.
we're one of the few minority black media companies in Florida. So sometimes, when I got Emilio with me and he's looking all hip hop gorgeous, and
Right.
they give us a harder
Yeah.
time, I noticed, than they give other people. So I might be up there telling somebody the business and they could be
Right.
recording me or something. So I've been trying to, like, watch my temper and stuff like that, because they go right back and tell the promoter what I
Yeah.
did, and they'll be like, well, why? I mean, they had on a press pass, so why were you stopping them anyway?
Well, and the thing is too, and we've talked about this before, like not in public, but also being women in the sport.
Yes.
People don't realize there are certain hoops we have to jump through, hurdles we have to jump over. So yes, being minorities and then being women, and I don't like to talk about it so much because
Right.
it's not going to be an excuse, because we're still going
Hmm.
to win. We're still going to do what we got to do.
That part. That part.
But it is real. It is real.
Oh,
I
hell
I
yeah,
have
it's
many
real.
stories, as I'm sure you do, about being blackballed,
Hmm.
stopped, whatever, because
Yeah.
not only are we women, but we're minorities. So it's real. It's real. So I do have a little bit of a temper too, and I try to be professional because, you know,
Girl, they gonna get us one day. Somebody gonna record us while we giving somebody the business. I just know it's gonna
right.
happen. But
Yeah,
and
probably
one
so.
thing for women is that when they see you fussing and arguing, or giving somebody the business, they
You
automatically
crazy.
say, "Oh, she's a bitch."
Yeah,
That one,
crazy bitch.
and then a crazy, yeah, a local. So you
That's
can kind
true.
of take it with a grain of salt and try to, like, keep your temper under control for these type of moments. But yeah, sometimes it's called for.
No, absolutely. It's warranted. We're not going to be doormats and be like run over. That's for sure.
Yes, yeah.
Women's Boxing Channel says in the UK, it's a very big thing that most fighters do many school and club visits, not just openings and commercials, meet and greets. I love that.
Yeah,
I think there should be more of that. I really do.
that would be cool.
The Absolutely. And the thing
Mhm.
is that we have, like, right now, today, we have ex Team USA up here helping the future Olympians get to where they need to be.
Okay.
We have Richard Torres, we have Marlene Esparza, we have Danielle Perkins slash Chambers up here. They're giving back. And I think it's so important for champions to do that because they
Oh, the
once were there.
champions. Okay. Props to them,
Absolutely.
because there's so
Absolutely.
many that they had the Olympic experience, but you're not looking back and being able to just give some advice even to some of these future Olympians about the pressure and how to deal with the travel, and
Yes.
what to think about right before your fights to help you concentrate and focus. Even like a small talk could help significantly, some of the
Yep.
athletes.
Yep.
So yeah, they need to.
Absolutely.
Champions, we calling you out. Former Olympians, we calling you out. If you can't
Come
make it
give
to
back.
Colorado, you can be online just like we are right now, and
Exactly.
giving a little talk to the Olympians. What's up?
Yeah, we all have a day one. We all have a day one. Women's boxing channel said, listen, I'm a woman sport addict. I dedicate every moment I'm able to researching and getting involved in the justice side of women's boxing, shall we say. I love that
Yes, that's what you got to
because
do.
there's not many that can do that. There's not many that do that. Lisa Bales, thank you always for tuning in. Thanks for everybody in the chat. Um, like I said, they love to call me crazy when I speak my opinion. You know what? You're not crazy, girl. You're not crazy. You just
Wow.
keep doing what you do.
Mhm.
Seriously, because that's what we do. But that is the thing. That is the stigma and the
Yeah.
stereotype of some of us. If we say what we think or feel, oh, it must be that
Or
time of the
if you
month.
want
Oh,
to
she crazy.
she just doesn't let people run over her or disrespect her. That's her line. She has a hard line on that. So,
Yes,
there's nothing
absolutely.
wrong with that. But they're gonna make it seem like, oh, she's always, crazy or whatever. Like, who knows?
Right.
What do people
Absolutely.
say? Yeah.
Because people crazy. They are. Women's
There's a
Boxing
lot of
Channel said everyone
jealousy and
knows by
haters.
now.
That's what it is.
But you know what? There's enough room at the table for us all to eat. So let's help each other. Let's do it.
Mm.
Let's eat together. We can do that.
That's what I love about
Um,
you, Christine. Like, you're willing to like let us all kind of work together and do what we can to make a formal presence, as a female boxing circle. So
yes, absolutely. I love my women. I love my girls. I do.
yeah.
I do. Women's Boxing Channel says everyone knows by now I ain't everybody's cup of tea, and it shall we say very knit, lol. But it exposes the hardships, injustice, and struggles. You two are wonderful for the efforts you contribute. World Boxing Women's Boxing Channel. It's so funny. Like I think you're fucking hilarious. Like I get the banter. You posted pictures of me with my ring light and my glasses, and I love it because I am quirky. I have a sense of humor, and
Hmm.
I don't take those things personal. And I
Right.
think that's part of it. I mean, don't you think, Sakura? It's like when we're in this line of work, we can't take shit personal unless it is personal.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, a lot of it is just business, and some of it is personal. But at the same time, hey, she's right. You can, we got to go through a lot of stuff. So why not laugh and have a good time while you're actually working?
Absolutely. And nobody's going to stop us because we're going to do what we want because that's what we do.
Hey, there's no blueprint for how we can act and what we can do. So,
No,
it's
not at
like
all.
all up to us to be creative and come up with what we gonna make the norm of women boxers or behind the
Absolutely.
scenes media boxing personalities,
Yes.
what we want to do.
Absolutely. So we saw like a bunch of like craziness the last couple of days on Twitter X, with Ryan Garcia, with Rolly, with Pitbull. Like what's going on? Is Ryan gonna fight Rolly? Is Rolly gonna fight Pitbull? I mean, we know what the answer is, but what was all that in your mind that was going on?
Oh, Rolly.
His
I guess
character.
I can't even blame him because, like if I could make a plan A and I got a plan B, that means that I'm at least gonna fight one way or the other. So,
Right.
it's kind of like the powers that be was like, yo, no, you fighting Esau Cruz. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I kind of thought that something was going on with the Ryan Garcia versus Rolly situation when Oscar got on there and started talking about Ramirez versus Garcia. And then you
Mm-hmm.
had,
Mm-hmm.
Ryan being like, no Ramirez. And I'm like, oh crap. There is not a path forward for Rolly right now
Right.
to like that was my tip off that something's up with that fight.
Yeah.
Because to me,
Yeah.
he would have been talking about Oscar would have been posting about, Rolly instead of
Oh, for sure.
Jose
For
Romero.
sure. We know he would have been. And I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So, in all due respect to all boxers, okay, but I've been blessed enough to have huge names on my show as you have. I'm talking pound for pound champs to prospects to up and coming to world champions. And I reach out to them. Hey, I got this show. You want to do this? Whatever. Blah blah blah.
Right.
Oh, let me just real quick. D Style, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Ding,
What
ding,
up,
ding, ding,
Kyle?
ding. Appreciate you, bro. But so I reached out to Rolly, right before this because I heard whispers that this was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hey, Rolly, I got this show, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to come on? And I mean, so he said, this is what he said to me. He said, I sent him the link and he said, how much you paying? Look, I'm not paying nothing. I've never had to pay nothing. Had
Oh my
Terrence
God.
Crawford, had Lamont Roach, had Jamel Herring, had fucking soul Jermaine Ortiz, like people that are the pound for pound kings, up and coming world champions, prospects, whatever, and you're asking me how much money I'm gonna pay you. So I'm gonna put it out there because I don't care. You know,
He ain't got no money. What's that?
that I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So you know what?
I said,
Uh,
oh, is that what we doing now?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what we doing now. No, no, mm-mm. You can come on because you want to. You want to hang out with us.
Yeah.
You want to promote your fight, whatever. You have a platform to do it on. But no, absolutely not.
Oh, I'm kind of surprised at that because I'm like, yeah, when we start doing that? Because, you
He's the
know,
only one in 6, 7 years that has ever done that. Ever.
well, let's see. Did he ask setback for some money too?
Mm, right. No, probably not. But that's okay.
You wait until you ask the ladies. You know, the ladies ask you, then now you want to get some money. Come on,
Right,
Rolly.
right. No, you ain't getting nothing from
Support
me.
the
Oh,
women, support the ladies.
Women's Boxing Channel said, I missed that. Who asked you for money? Rolly. Rolly did. Rolly asked me for some money. He did. I'm going to put it out there. I don't care. D Style says, through content creators paying for interviews. They're the problem. I'm not paying
Oh,
for nothing. You can come
okay.
on and hang out because you want to hang out, but I ain't paying nothing. If anything, y'all going to pay me.
All right.
Just
That's
kidding. Just kidding. But I'm just saying, like, no, we're not doing this.
right.
We're not doing
DJ,
this.
he might look Styles. Go on and tell us who it is that's paying, so we can go
Right.
first
That's
their
what
ass
I'm saying.
out.
Because this is the thing, and this has changed. There's been a shift in the tide where there was a time where promoters were really promoting their boxers. They were really
Right.
promoting fights.
Mm-hmm.
And now everything falls on the boxer. So if
Yeah.
we are putting out an olive branch and saying, you know what, come on, let's promote this fight, you should take it because you are depending on pay-per-views if you are pay-per-view or views the gate, and you need us to help push that. You know, I mean, how many people knew that Fandora and Christina Cruz are fighting this weekend?
Okay, I had no idea that Fandora is fighting Christina Cruz like until Mayers put it up there, and I'm like, what? Okay,
Exactly.
like that
Exactly.
is a killer fight. You know what I'm saying?
It is. It's a
That's a
great
great
fight.
matchup.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing. The promoters, the Golden Boy and the Zone, they have not been pushing this because you know what? They don't need to. They really don't need to. The fighters need to because we didn't even know this was happening. So people like us who are putting shedding light on these fighters and what they're doing, we're trying to help.
Right.
They definitely need
It's
us. So
free marketing, dog.
free marketing.
Marketing.
Exactly.
And now and a lot of people sign up for their pages and stuff when they're on these platforms like
Yes.
ours. And, you know, it's just the fact that they looking at you like, wow, okay, they're supporting, you know, outlets that not necessarily like are having the big money behind them. So, I mean,
Exactly.
they look good doing it.
Exactly. D Style said, I'm the only one on YouTube with Christina Cruz interview for the fight. You're absolutely fucking right. And Women's Boxing
Ooh,
Channel said, how many knew that Tierra Brown fought tonight? Exact.
man.
But you know what? I knew she was fighting because I talked to her a couple of weeks ago, but I did not realize it was tonight. Congratulations to Tierra Brown. And thank you, Women's Boxing Channel, for posting it. Like,
All right. I didn't know she had won yet. Like, I'm glad that
yes.
she did
Yes, she
already
did.
fight. But yeah, congratulations. But I need her to be starting to fight in the United States. And
So
these
it's
promoters
coming.
need to get off their ass and stop only picking up certain female boxers. I'm
Thank
sick
you.
of that scenario. Like,
Thank you.
we're missing talent. We're not seeing the best of the best because you guys
Exactly.
got them hiding and having to go to different countries to fight. Stop the nonsense.
Absolutely. And that I wanted to touch on that too, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, first of all. Can
Okay.
you imagine if we as women only watched boxers fighting the like the ones that we thought were attractive, the ones that we think are sexy, the ones we think, you know, are hot or whatever, because it seems like A lot of people, a lot of men do that when
Okay.
it comes to these women boxers. What do you think about that?
Oh, I was trying not to go there tonight, but all right. Well, you know what? It's the first freaking Friday, and I
That's
can say
right.
what I feel.
Yes, you can.
Yes, feeling it Friday.
Yes, yes,
So what
yes.
we gonna do is say, stop deciding what you think beauty is and how that is somehow connected to women boxing the way that it's not connected to men boxing.
Right.
Okay. Like they are get matched up and they are given television time based on the merits, based on their earnings of their records and how much where they are on the rankings. It's basically their performance. So why it
Yes.
is that the women that are getting the television time, it's like they have to have a certain look and they have to have a certain attitude and they have
Mm-hmm.
to show a fans only page type BS when it has absolutely
Yep.
nothing to do with the skills that they might have in
Absolutely.
the ring. And that
Absolutely.
is something about the sport that definitely needs to change. The more
Yes.
that women are adored in the sport, we should be able to see a little flavor and a little bit more diversity when it comes to these larger promoters and who they decide to put their money behind.
Yeah,
Like, that,
absolutely. Like just like the men, we want to see the best fight the men. The best fight the best. We want to see the women fight the best women.
right?
Like,
Not you skipping over, ranked women and those women that you feel aren't good fights and ain't a good look for your so-called champion. But your
yeah,
so-called champion won't fight nobody. And I'm
right.
talking about this on the, across the board, not just with Tiara Brown, although she
Hmm.
has some people that really need to be like talking and saying her name, and they won't. And that's when you
Absolutely.
look like you're like, you're basically, I hate to say the word, but I ain't gonna say the word, but it just looked like you skipping over people,
Absolutely. No,
dipping and
that's true.
dodging, bobbing
Well,
and weaving.
exactly, exactly. And the same with my girl, Shay Metcalf Chicken. So we went to New York, we fought Yoshida, we got
Okay.
the belt. And then so 3 weeks later, Ebony Bridges calls her out to get her IBF belt.
Oh
And then
Lord.
she had her WBO belt. Well, Yoshida beat her when actually we should have gone and fought her. So we flew to San Francisco to call her out, and there was a lot of drama behind that, but whatever. And so still to this day, so Yoshida got her belt, and now Ebony wants the rematch, and we're just being skipped over, And why are we being skipped over, you know? So
Yeah,
there's a lot of questions there.
yeah, and Shay is a pretty woman, so it's like
Absolutely.
it's not
So
even about that. Now we're not even talking about beauty in the eye of the beholder. What we're talking about is you don't feel like your champion can beat Shay. and
right.
and and you're gonna lose that damn belt. Like, stop.
Hmm.
These organizations need to stop, allowing this type of behavior too.
Yep, yep. Women's Boxing Channel can tell you both that Tier has some great massive news being revealed very soon. Yes, I do. I do know that. I talk to Tier on a regular basis, and I do know that that's coming. I will ask her about the funny story that you're talking about. And she's definitely one of the best, if not the best. She is the best. She really is. She really, really is. So Al the Pals is actually like girls boxing. They really go at it. The guys are ducking. No, they do. It's because the thing is that the opportunities are so much smaller and slimmer than what the guys have.
Right.
Yes, yes, there are less women in boxing. Yes, but in my opinion, the pool or the opportunities for the women is less because promoters right now they're nitpicky and they're only putting certain women on their cards. And I
Hmm.
hate, what I think, whatever you want to do, you want to have an OnlyFans, you want to get up there butt naked and weigh in, that's your business. Do
Right.
what you want to do.
Hmm.
But if that's the only reason why you're getting these fights, we're messed up. We're messed up.
Oh, it's that. Listen, that would be like against. all the boxing norms that make a champion a champion. You know,
Yes.
it's about
Yes.
like you feel that you're the best and you've proven that you're the best. Not you're the best amongst who you fought because you're skipping over major players that could be
Major.
like problems for your career. Like
Absolutely.
shouldn't be
Absolutely.
allowed to do that when it comes to holding these titles. Like
Yep.
that's the problem. Is like I can be ranked number one or two, and you're the champion, and I don't even have to fight you for 2 or 3 years. By
Hmm.
the time I fight you, you're no longer relevant, or we're just older and we're not giving the same energy in a fight that the fans want to see. So and then there's no time for a rematch either.
Yeah.
It's just caused a whole lot of problems when you're like skipping over people like this.
Well, and let's think about it. So, Natasha, I mean, she's not going to give Mayer a rematch. I mean, why would she? I don't
Mhm.
blame her. Like I said,
Right.
but the thing is this: who else could either one of them fight that we'd want to see? You know, I
Hmm.
mean,
Hold on a minute. Yeah, you're right because that's the problem right there. I think Natasha was supposed to fight Chevelle Hallback too,
hmm,
who's an older fighter that she's close to
yep,
retiring.
yep,
She wants a big payday before she leaves. After
sure,
she's dedicated her entire career to the
and that's
sport,
that's fine. Yeah.
you should have at least one big payday. And
Hmm.
she was like her mandatory for like a whole year and a half or something like that. And
Yep.
she just wouldn't respond to her, calling her out on Twitter and trying to contact the promoters and things like that. She tried with the sanctioning body to bring it up, hey, she's supposed to be fighting me. And that was at super no, that was at junior middleweight, 154ish type
Mm,
area.
mm.
So now she's well, no, I'm sorry, it was at super welterweight. That's what it was.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, 154. But then now she's came down and weight. See how she dropped them belts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now she's at 147, and now Mayer is making her look, like she don't just well, she shouldn't have those belts right now.
Right. Right. Yeah. Women's Boxing Channel says, I can tell you this, though. Eddie has gone set on YT that Sandy Ryan might maybe fighting Michaela Mayer after Terry Harper. BS wrong. He hasn't even spoken to her about it, and she said, no way, once McCatskill. Hearn is, Hearn is a slime ball for that BS. You know,
What?
let me tell you, Michaela will totally, totally, totally demolish McCatskill. I'm sorry. Not sorry. I've never been impressed with her. I've said it publicly many, many times. So bring it on.
Well,
Bring
you
it
know
on.
what? Sandy's the one that just fought McCaskill, right?
She did.
She won
Yep.
that fight. I was there for that fight.
Oh my God. Yes, she
That's
did.
another like that was a bad decision.
Thank
I hate
you.
to say, but she gave her the business,
She
and
did give her the
I was so
business.
shocked that she got to retain that belt. And and that also is a stain too. But at the same time, like now he's gonna try to force his uh, one of his best female fighters against Michaela. Ain't even talk to her team about it or top rank probably. You can't do that. Like, come on,
No.
where's that gonna go? And
Socially
as far as I'm
scientific.
concerned, I want to see a rematch with Sandy and McCaskill too.
But I'm gonna say this real quick, and then I'm gonna read Socially Scientific's comment.
Okay,
To me, the first fight with Jessica McCatskill and Cecilia Brækhus, she lost that. Jessica
okay.
lost that.
Mm.
Okay, and then she took all those belts. But that it was like passing the torch. They were like, "Oh, Cecilia, she's getting older,"
That's
and
what it was. Yeah, and she had held
because
that
I was
belt.
there for that one.
She had held all them belts for like 10 years. Like she had them for a
Exactly.
long time, so they was ready to pass it
That's what it was. That's what
sooner to
it
make
was.
some money. Yeah.
Socially Scientific, thank you so much, Christine. You're a necessary personality in this boxing space. You always host mature discussions with respect to varying opinions. Can't say the same for others. Appreciate and hello, Sakura. Thank you so much. We appreciate you
Well,
so much. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for that. I
that
appreciate
was
that.
sweet.
Very sweet. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this sport that we love, there's so many things that need to change, and hopefully they will. Maybe they won't. I don't know. But we were talking about oh,
We got
lost me.
really off subject with Ryan.
Girl, we going everywhere. We all over the place. That's okay though, because this is our platform. So we doing it all. Women's Boxing Channel said that's why Eddie didn't bid for the fight McCaskill has versus Habsen. She accused in room of corruption. He using his personal beef to harm Ryan career. I see it. Okay, well I don't know what that is, but I'm sure we'll see it unfold. So you can fill me in later. But
She got to tell the tea. Like when she get off
yeah,
here, like,
tell the tea. Out of the pal, thank you so much. Here for hot and spicy McChicken.
spicy baby.
Appreciate the Friday lives. Thank you so much. No, you know what? We appreciate y'all. Thank you for the chat. Thank you for my hostess, Sakura. I appreciate it. This is like
Thank
so
you.
fun.
Thank
Talking
you.
boxing, like what? We love
Hey,
it.
we gotta do it. We gotta do it. We
Absolutely.
got our own opinions on things. I
Yeah,
mean,
and we need to talk about them. We
well,
got
I
to
know
talk
we
about
was
them.
talking about Rolly and Ryan Garcia,
Yes.
all this kind of stuff, but like, you know what? I'm sorry that happened to Ryan, where he thought he was had a fight, but he didn't. But this is the second time, because remember he had thought he was gonna fight Pacquiao, and then it
Yes.
didn't happen. So he does need to learn a valuable lesson like that. That it ain't solid till it's solid black.
Absolutely.
You
When
know.
the ink dries, let's talk about it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But I
Rick,
don't give a damn because, like, I really just want to know. I'm about the matchups. Like, tell me who the hell is about to really damn fight. That's what I need.
absolutely. I want to know what's down, what's on box rec. Like who's fighting next? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Seal the deal. I'm with
Yeah.
you. Rick Merrigan, I'm waiting for the women influencers to pop into the sport like the men have done. Watch. Absolutely. That's my guy. He's one of the real ones in boxing, and I have nothing but mad respect for him. So I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate that. Socially scientific. The cat skill can't beat young fighter with decent skill level and ring IQ. Okay, woman boxing style. It I'm not gonna throw rocks and whatever. I'm not gonna throw jabs. I'm just gonna say she's not somebody that I'm excited to see in the ring. Tony
But
Yayo.
she took it to fathers now. She took it there. Like she has stretched that, boxing life cycle out,
Yeah.
I like her when she's commentating too.
You
I
know what? I prefer her commentating. I do. I
Yes.
think, you know what? We need more women commentators. I
Mm-hmm.
do believe that are going to
Yeah,
call it like it is. And I
exactly.
prefer her there. And
Yeah,
that's
she
okay.
does.
That's
She does a good
okay.
job. So
Um,
maybe it is time for her to retire and take a different
yeah, she's
career.
still going to be involved with boxing, but let's let the new generation come up in there, because we got some killers coming up. Trust
Oh
me.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Tony Yayo says, is Christine expanding the schedule? I typically watch the Wednesday edition with Nika and Crystal. So look, this is what it is, Tony. So I started doing Mondays with these styles. Of course, we do our women's show on Wednesdays. And then we started doing Freaking Fridays. It's, we love talking boxing. I love having different people, different personalities, different aspects on. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, is pretty solid now. So yes, please tune in, and I appreciate you so much. I really
Christine is
do.
busy.
I love it. This is my life, and we're gonna even get bigger. I had a really good conversation with my guy Rick last night, who just made the comment, and he's giving me some great ideas, and we about to hit the roof,
And now
and
you
and,
got to
and
be
keep
on all
going.
the way up. Hey.
Yes, absolutely. But let's talk about the PBC prime card that's coming
Okay.
up. So a lot of people are criticizing, Keith Thurman and Tim Tszyu fighting. What are your thoughts? Whenever you saw the announcement, what did you think about that?
Yeah, I actually like the matchup. I think it's a good challenge for Tim Tszyu, and it's going to show us more of a complete picture of exactly
Yes.
where Tim Tszyu would be at. Lately, last year I know he was supposed to fight Charlo. He wasn't able to do
Mm-hmm.
that, and he just kept busy, which is a huge advantage in this particular fight. because Keith has been, out since February of last year, actually. And
Right.
but I'd like the matchup, but I'd like for the title to be on the line also. Like I
Yeah.
want like
Yeah.
for all the marbles, you know what I'm
Fighting
saying?
for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah, be fighting for a reason, not at a catch weight or whatever they're talking about now.
Right.
Now,
Right.
this is all speculation, but I mean, I noticed that when the presser came out, it didn't have up there that Tim Zoo was the WBO champion. You know what I'm saying? Or that
Yeah.
that was what the title was. So I didn't notice that. And
Yeah.
it's like your co-main event has a WBA title on the line. So it's like, okay, so whoever's got the championship fight, that to me, that's really should be the main event. So,
Right.
and everybody loves Isak anyway. Everybody know we're gonna get a great fight with him.
Yeah, for sure. For
Rolly is
sure.
gonna like totally talk up his fight. He always does a great job with his
Yeah.
marketing. So, I
Oh yeah,
mean,
he's very comical. Very comical.
oh, awesome. Yes. But what I'm saying is like if you guys are not gonna let this fight with Thurman and Tim Zoo be for, the WBO championship, then hey, let Rolly and Isak have the main event.
Yeah. Yeah. And people are really criticizing that. Like, why aren't they the main event? So my guy Rick, he had a comment. He said, he would like the winner of Thurman and Zoo to fight his guy, Virgil Ortiz. What do you think about that?
Ooh,
Like, I can dig that. What do you think about that?
that's right, because he is at 154 now too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why not? Yeah, why not? I mean, I like that idea. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. Because also we've also heard Bud Crawford's name thrown around too. We're not really
Okay.
sure what's gonna happen, what his next fight's gonna be. I know that he wants Canelo, but there's other names that have been thrown in there too, like Tim Zoo. Um,
Really?
even Virgil, but I like the next fight to be with Virgil, the winner. I wouldn't mind that at all. You
Yeah,
know,
for
it, it
sure.
and even though Keith has been inactive, I still believe that he's a threat. And like you said, he is going to test Tim. He is going to show us who Tim really is because there's a lot of people that are really sold on him and really just like um I don't know. They're really sold on him. I'm not quite there yet. I want to see
Exactly.
a little bit more from him.
Yes, I do agree with you 100% on that one. Like the
Yeah.
verdict's still out for me.
Yeah,
But
same.
I do like his grind, and I like
Hmm.
a boxer that stayed active. So
Yes.
maybe some of the opponents wasn't exactly what we might have wanted to see him being matched up with, but it's all about the fact that he was like committed to staying busy. And
Absolutely.
you gotta love an athlete that's a boxing athlete that's willing to do that.
And we already know, like in Australia, he is like the holy grail. Like I
That's
think it's
true.
every Sunday, he's fighting, he's doing something. Like that's your
Mhm.
like you sit down on Sunday and you watch boxing and he's the guy. But let's see what he can do with the fans over here. Because it's one thing to be the man in your country, but can you be the man in the USA? And that's the thing. And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased, but when you can make it here, I believe you've made it.
We finna disagree, girl.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, I love it. We'll respectfully disagree. I love it. I love it. Okay, let me know. Talk to me.
I mean, obviously, of course, that's the way it's been, and I would love for it to continue to be that. But we got some new players out here in this boxing world, and everything can't be all about the United States. When we're having some challenges here in this country with our boxers and how we platform them, how we market them, and I think it has reduced the luxury brand of making it in the United States. And I do believe, like Japan has the monster. He's huge there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Of course, Tim Zoo and Cambosis, they bring in the crowds in these Australian mega stadiums. I mean, you got these huge fights with Anthony Joshua and the heavyweights. They're all in the Saudi Arabia market right now. So, and these people got money, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm,
to really
mm-hmm.
put on great matchups and make the whole card stacked with talent and competition. So, I mean, I love to say it. I want it to be so, Christine.
No,
But
I
it
get what you're
might
saying,
just
but
be, we might be just losing a little inching a little bit more towards more global boxing
so
and whoever
I
wins next.
totally no, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying. I do, because there's money coming from different places now, especially with Saudi Arabia coming in. But this is the thing. This is my question. So in a way, the monster, if he would have just continued boxing in his country, you know, if Tim Tszyu just continues in Australia and none of them ever touch down, AJ, stay over there at GB, that none of them ever touch down here
Right.
on U.S. soil, is that okay? Are they still going to be who they are and be the names that they are?
I mean, as long as the competition is still like it's diverse and it's coming from the U.S. and UK and mixed in with some people from their own countries, I see no reason why that would affect it. But I mean, I guess the real issue, like Tim Tszyu has been over here, but the way that the promoters have things going now, it's like you need to be like relevant over here in order for you to get the big matchups
and,
or
and that's my
facing
point.
somebody
And that's my point. That's my point. And also there are so many that have I mean, look at AJ. Look, who is he training with right now? Derrick James. Like, there's these boxers or whatever, whether we're the best or not. I'm not saying that we are. I'm just saying that a lot of these guys from different countries are coming here. They want to fight here. It's like Vegas is still, even though Saudi Arabia is coming up,
Mhm.
the guys got money. Vegas is the mecca still right now. So people want to fight in
For
Vegas
the moment, like they
for
sliding.
the moment. No,
But
no, I get
my
it.
thing is my thing is that what I see happening is a lot of our U.S. boxers. I mean, I'm sorry, our U.S. boxing coaches are training people across the pond.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
they're going over there and giving them our tools to success. As you
Hmm.
know, the United States has been known to have the superior boxing pedigree as far as learning and teachers and the coaches. So they're utilizing that without actually coming here to the United States. A lot of them, and so
Yeah,
it is affecting
that's
how
true.
better, like how much better skilled the Europeans and the different ethnicities are now because they are able to bring in our coaches. So they're learning
Yeah.
our techniques now.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So, Associate Scientific said, "Is AJ still with Derek? I thought he went to Ben Davidson." I,
He
for one,
did. He did. He changed it up.
I think Ben Davidson is excellent. I really do. Like, he is
Yeah.
he's, to me, he's one of the top trainers. So I mean, did
Okay.
he do that? I didn't know. I hadn't heard that.
I
You
mean,
know,
for
it's
his last fight, he had him. Who's to say who was going to be this?
and so I thought that he had him because Derek was somewhere else, but and I thought that was the only reason. But I don't know. Well,
Maybe.
that's what I
Maybe.
thought, but I may be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Tony Yayo says, does Sakura have her own channel? First time seeing her on this platform. Yes. So please tell everybody where they can find you. And she's been in the game, Tony. She's a badass.
Oh,
Trust me.
nah.
No, for sure. So let everybody know where they can find you, what you do, and all that good stuff.
Tony, thanks for the question. I am with Boxing Playhouse. That's our brand, and you can find us on our YouTube channel. We got a lot of great content that's just sitting there waiting for people to discover the old former champions that come through and give us a lot of like wisdom about the boxing game. And then we also have a segment called Ladies Night where we bring in people like Christine. That's how we like
I've been on
officially
there.
met, got
It
to
was
know.
great.
Yeah, and we, just target, and talk about women in the sport behind the scenes and in the ring, at least once a month. So we have that too. So, and then you can also see us on Facebook, but we are now on Playhouse Entertainment on Facebook instead of
Congratulations.
Fox
That's
Playhouse.
great.
Yes,
That's
and
wonderful.
we got LG too. You can find us there on the Boxing Playhouse.
Yeah.
But just having fun with boxing and enjoying going to the different events and covering them, and
You're
and
the queen. You're the queen in Florida, that's for sure.
thank you, girl.
You
I mean,
are.
listen, they keep me busy here now. They do. They're
Yeah.
not playing with me. Like, hey, you coming? I'm like, hey, you coming?
Right, right, exactly. D Style says, "Are you going to come on the round table with him? Maybe."
Oh, I would love to. Like
Okay, there
spread
you
the word
go.
and y'all get ready.
Yes, absolutely. So before we go though, I just want to ask some of your predictions. So Raleigh Romero and Pitbull Cruz, who's going to win that?
Jeez. I mean, I really don't see Rolly being able to touch Esau's, superior chin. That he got a chin on him. He made it
Yeah,
through a tank fight. So
yeah,
I don't see that as a scenario. And when you take that out of the equation, I would say Esau probably wins by decision.
yeah, yeah.
Because I don't really see people talking about Esau's power that much.
No.
Even though I feel like he can break down a boxer, you know,
Yes,
over rounds. But
yes.
I do see it, probably lasting the entire fight, like the 12
Yeah,
rounds.
going to decision. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. I like that. So what do you think about Thurman and Zoo?
That's a little bit more, that's a tougher decision for me because I just don't know, is Keith Thurman like, because he hasn't been had an active fight in a year. But then we saw he looked good and had no problems with Barrios after a year of being out. So it's kind of like I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and then I'll say Tim Zoo is probably going to have a hard night, as well as Keith Thurman having a hard night. I
Yeah,
think they're both
absolutely.
going to give it to each other. So, I mean,
I
I guess it
agree.
depends on the power for Tim Zoo. Like if that
Yeah,
power is real, and then you're facing somebody with power, somebody has to be open in order to get caught with something, spectacular. One of them
yeah.
probably will. So I might just say that this one won't go to a decision. However, I'm not sure who's going to come out on top. It could be a situation
Yeah,
where
I'm with you. I'm
whoever,
like, to
yeah,
me this is more of a 50-50 fight because like I said, I want to see more from Tim.
yeah.
Um MAW said, "Do you prefer Tim versus Virgil or Bud next, but Thurman still quality fight?" For me personally, like I want to see who wins this next fight, and then we'll talk about that because I'm not sure who's gonna win, Thurman or Zoo. I'm really not. I'm
I
not.
think it's a pretty even fight right now, but we've never seen Keith Thurman at 154 too, or
Right.
155.
That's true.
So
That's true. That's
we
true.
don't know how the weight will affect him. But if
Yep.
that's more like his walk around weight, I can say that because I live here in St. Pete.
Yeah.
So that is more like what he's used to having on him, which
Yep.
is different than being in the ring with it. That's for sure. But he definitely is in excellent shape. So I know that. So I
Absolutely.
don't know. I'm on the fence right now.
Same. Tony Yayo said, "Has Bud agreed to fight Boots? He's seen some clickbait." I don't think anything's been agreed. Unless, you know what? Look, Bud runs his own business. Whenever he's gonna fight somebody, he's gonna let you know. So there's a lot of clickbait out there. Don't click. Just saying. It's
I mean,
all
I
it's
know in
all
the
just
past he said
speculation.
that he wasn't really interested in that fight because
Why?
he
Why
really
would
didn't
he?
want to be at 147 anymore, and
Yeah,
because the money, the money's just not,
exactly.
it's not a mega fight because Jerron isn't there yet. But
Yeah.
I
What
said,
what benefit is it? Really?
right. Yeah, like I don't see it being a benefit for him. But I can also say that about a year and a half ago, maybe even 2 years ago, I was like, Jerron should just move on up because none of these guys that are top fivers right now, they weren't going to fight him. And I saw that writing on the wall. And now
Hmm.
most of them have moved up in weight. So,
Yeah, that's true.
it's like if he want to be able to prove, if he really is interested in that Philly mentality of being like, I'm the best and I want to prove I'm the best, then he's got to get where the action is and where people are not going to be like dodging him.
Right. That's true.
Not,
And,
not
and
that anybody's dodging him. I think that it's just not a valuable fight as far as money is concerned. The business side of it,
It's not there yet. Yeah, it's not
yeah,
there yet. So I kind of have him the same as I have Tim's do. It's like I want to see them fight somebody and show me without a shadow of a doubt that they are the fucking champs. Like I want to
yeah,
see that. And then I'm gonna start fantasizing about these big mega fights.
yeah,
But for
yeah,
right now, I still want to see what they got,
right.
you know. Um, so last one, Fundora and Christina Cruz. Who do you have?
Mm. Wow. Do I go with the veteran? She know the damn moves. She got the experience. She
Hmm.
knows how to hold and clutch and just everything that comes with being a
Yeah,
well-rounded professional boxer.
yep. All the tricks. Yep.
Well, what's her age? I don't know how old she is.
She's probably 40 now. Christina's probably 40,
Really?
but yeah. If not,
It's a
she's
young
very
40.
close.
Like she ain't been hurt
But
a whole
you know what? For exactly, and that's the thing. And for women, it's different. The window is different than it
yeah,
is for men.
way different.
And it's not. It's
Mhm.
whatever, fair, not fair, fortunate, whatever. But it is different.
Yeah, you can fight a long time, especially if you're not really got any damage. But
Yes.
I guess I gotta go with that damn veteran mentality, baby. I got
Hmm.
to go with Cruz.
Yeah.
But
Same.
I'm interested in seeing what Sebastian has to offer, because to me, she's probably better than her brother is. just to say. I mean,
I
I'm
do agree.
but I am. But she's probably
I
better than
agree.
her brother as far as the boxing skills. So I
Yeah,
got to see that. I mean,
I
could
agree.
be totally wrong.
Women's Boxing Channel says, Sakura, you look like you have a boxing crown on your head sitting there, queen. She is a queen. She's a boxing queen.
Eh,
She's got that crown on her head.
Hey, let me
Absolutely.
try to move over some. How that?
That's perfect. That's perfect.
This is our
So
original logo with the ring girls that look
I
like
love
strip
it.
girl. I had to
Abs-
change it. I've changed it to BPH.
I love it. It's beautiful. So I want to thank you so much for coming on. I want to thank the chat. Like it is always a pleasure. I think every time we come together, it's fire. And we're gonna do it again. Any last words? Anything you want to let people know before we log out?
Yes. Well, first of all, I want to just congratulate the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame inductees for our class this year, and that's going to be in June. We have our Florida Hall of Fame weekend. It's going to be full of events and galas and the actual ring ceremonies they have on the last day. So if you could come to Florida, and want some information on participating with some of these
I
amazing
would like
boxers.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would be great if you could
I
make
would
it.
love it, girl. I would love
Girl,
to.
don't get me
Yes, let me
excited.
know.
Don't get me
No,
excited.
let me know. I'll make
You
a
do
trip.
it. Okay. All right. So you can
Yes,
just go to www.floridaboxinghalloffame.com and check out the information on our festivities, the rooms, and all that kind of stuff that we have that weekend.
that's
And
awesome. No, I'm
I just
excited.
want to thank you for having me on again. I appreciate it
Absolutely.
so much because, sometimes you just need somebody to get you active again,
Mm-hmm.
when you're having those low days. And
Yes,
yes, everybody has days where they don't know if they should continue doing what they
that's
want
true.
to do.
That's
And
right.
Christine, I want to tell you that you definitely helped me get out of my rut for this new
Mm.
year. And it meant a lot because I know you saw that I wasn't like really posting anything or anything. So I appreciate the love that you just showed me.
We're sisters, and we're gonna keep holding each other up. You know what I'm saying? Without even speaking about it, we can see it, we can sense it, and we just got to do what we got to do. That's it. Absolutely. You are very valuable in the sport, and we need you. So I appreciate you very much.
Thanks. And look, thanks for answering my text. Girl, I know you be with your mitts in your hands or whatever, and you still reach up on your phone and be like, okay.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
yes, you're
Yes.
right. Like I like that. Like, and you
Good.
respond back right away. That's amazing. And who knows how many people you actually do that for. So
I appreciate you, and I appreciate the chat, and thanks to my girl Nika for putting up the comments because I was
Yes.
having some
Thank
technical
you,
issues.
Nanda.
Thanks for everybody. I love you all. Let's keep it boxing, and love to love you, and we will see you on Monday with D Style and I, and then of course with the ladies and another Friggin' Friday. So everybody have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you.